Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is the Indie Kid coming at you. This is the day after Florida edition. Before I get into that, guys, if you don't mind, if you would hit that like button. And if you haven't already, if you hit subscribe, get the latest notifications, get notifications of new videos, live shows. We'll be live Tuesday night. And then, of course, we'll be live next Saturday after the game as well. But let's get right into it. Tennessee defeats Florida 38-14. Good, bad in this game. I thought they had a good first half. Second half was Florida dominated the second half. Said it last night on the post game, and my mind hasn't changed much on this. And I think a lot of people would agree that when you play a team like Florida, you just cannot have the mistakes that Tennessee made and expect to be in that game. You just can't. I thought quarterback play was okay last night. I didn't think it was bad. I thought Hooker did some good things. Wide receivers had a tough night. Too many balls hit the ground. Hooker did miss some passes. He hit some as well. I think there was improvement in that regard, but still there was some misses from the quarterback. I did think the running backs ran. I thought it made a difference with Cooper Mays in. Of course, he got beat up. Hopefully he'll be able to play against Missouri next week. I think that's big for this offensive line to have him in. So not sure what happened there. I know he was hobbling around, so hopefully they can get him what he needs to this week and have him ready to go next Saturday. But the bottom line comes down to it is just so many missed opportunities. Where to start. Right before the half, I kind of thought the clock was mismanaged. I thought the players didn't make plays at times last night. Heupel had some management issues as well, though. So, it kind of goes hand in hand. I did think the game plan was good. I thought they had Florida kind of out of sorts. I know Dan Mullen was pretty complimentary to Tennessee after the game. He said it's a very much improved team from last year. And he says he thinks Heupel's doing some good things. Heupel has some things to clean up too, though. But, overall, I thought the game plan was good. I thought especially the first half, they went toe-to-toe with Florida. Obviously, the game is won over 4 quarters. But, man, they hit the field goal before the half. That's a difference in that game being a 3-point game versus tied. Florida hits their 47-yard field goal. Tennessee misses theirs. That's 3-point difference before the half. And then Jimmy Callaway wide open. I don't know if he would have scored, but I think he had a good shot of it. If he wouldn't have scored, he would have taken it deep into Florida territory. You just can't have that. Not in the SEC, not at this level. You cannot have it. Lack of concentration. I know the guy's better than that, and I'm sure if he had that play again, he makes it. But he didn't, and I feel that was the game changer. I believe that if Tennessee hits that, they go down and score. Let's see, that would have made it 24-21. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on that. You factor that in the field goal win. Those two plays, that's a tie ball game at 24-24. Now, do I think Florida would have still had enough? I think Florida would still had more than Tennessee when it boiled down to it. But, still, that's a tie ball game. That changes things a lot as well. But I feel after that drop, Florida went right back down and scored. That was essentially, I think that was the game changer. I think that was the game. So where does this team go from here? I thought they did some good things. No turnovers. That was good. But just special teams went uncharacteristically bad last night. You had one play where you had the targeting. You had the unsportsmanlike conduct. You had 9 players on the field because they put 2 guys with the number 1 on the field at the same time. That shouldn't happen. That should not happen. That's poor preparation. You should know that going into a game. You have 2 number 1s, and they both can't be on the field at the same time. So I don't know if there was some confusion on the players' part or what happened, I got to think Mike Eckler was probably not happy last night because his units have been really good, I thought, up to this point. I don't think any part of special teams was good last night. The punting was bad, the field goal miss, the penalties. Florida did all they were supposed to in the special teams last night. They flipped the field. They made their field goal. Florida was just a more disciplined. They were a better team, number one, but they were also a more disciplined team. And that's, it's one thing with Tennessee. They're at a disadvantage. 71 scholarship players. They don't have the talent of a Florida or whomever, but they don't have the discipline. That's the problem. Discipline beat them against Pitt. Discipline kept them from being in that game last night as well. We're going to see how that discipline plays out the next 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks are very winnable games. Next 2 weeks are going to tell us a lot about where this program's going. Because it's way, way too early to start talking anything about Josh Heupel. This is way down the line with him. But I want to see how this team progresses. That's what I'm looking for. I want to see this team win some of these games that are kind of going to be toss-up. I think this week's game is going to be more of a toss-up. I'm curious to see what the line is on it. I wouldn't be surprised to see Missouri favored, but I think it'll be a close line. Man, if these guys can make plays, take some of those plays they didn't make last night and make it, I think they've got a real shot to go win at Missouri this week. I don't see any reason that they should not be able to go out and beat Missouri. I definitely think Hendon Hooker is the best option at quarterback. Milton come in late. I know Heupel said post-game they really didn't want to play him because he didn't practice that much this week. But I don't know. Milton and his throwing, there's a mental block. I don't know. Some of you guys remember it, some of the pit like Rick Ankill and Mark Wohlers, guys who were pretty good pitchers, and then all of a sudden they couldn't even get the ball to the plate, or they just overthrew it. They were more successful than Joe Milton, don't get me wrong, but that's a comparison I think of is that I don't know what it is. He just cannot hit a deep pass. It's like I said, I don't know if it's a mental block. I don't know what the deal is there, but I think Hooker is definitely your one. I mean, it's pretty obvious last night it's Hooker, then Milton. I don't know how it'll go when Milton's healthy. I don't think I changed things up, though. I think Hooker's doing some good things. Not perfect. There's things he could do better, but he's not played bad the weeks that he's played. I think he gives his team the best shot to win. We'll see how it goes moving forward, though. I would be surprised if they don't go. I just don't think you can play Milton based on how this big mental block that he has with Pat. I just don't see it right now. And I personally think that needs to be fixed before I go any further with him. But that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong on it. But Tennessee, Missouri, 12 o'clock. I think it's on ESPN. It could be SEC Network, though. I haven't checked that. But I do. I think if Tennessee goes at that pace that they want to go at, they had Florida out of sorts last night when they were going fast and when they were connecting. I'm fully expecting them to go win next week. Maybe I'm a sunshine pumper in that regard. But I want to see this program, and this is where Josh Heupel is going to get people on board. It's winning these games like Missouri, South Carolina, those type games. Yeah, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, I would even say Ole Miss. Those are going to take. Florida of course, won 38-14. And no, there was no morals to take out of that victory last night. Yeah, Tennessee did some good things, but I don't know, man. That should have been a much closer game than that. That should not have been a 24-point game, but it was. If we're taking moral victories out of 24-point losses, it's time that we just disband this program at this point. That's where we're at. if we're taking a moral victory, getting beat 38-14, it's time to shut down this program and shift all the funds to basketball, baseball, and the women's programs, because that's just that's ridiculous. It just is. But some good things. Still a lot of things to work on. The bad thing of it is there are places on this roster that are very veteran oriented. So this is a long process, but I also think we're going to see along the way what the potential is of this coaching staff. Can they coach these guys up? Can they get their discipline fixed? Can they win these toss-up games? Can they make some of these games against inferior opponents closer? And that's going to tell me what I need to know on them. And, of course, players make plays, coaches coach. But, I thought the game plan was good. I thought they set up some good things last night. There were some management issues as well. But, moving forward, can they fix those issues? Can they correct them for Missouri, for South Carolina? 2 winnable games over the next 2 weeks before you get into Alabama. But I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. Leave me a comment. If you don't agree with me, that's fine, guys. If you don't like what I'm saying on here, that's fine. Give me some constructive criticism, though, if you're going to do it. Don't tell me I suck or I'm an idiot on it without telling me why. That is what it is. But you guys have a good Sunday. We'll see you Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. I know Boogie will be dropping a scouting report tomorrow. He watched the Missouri-BC game, picked up a lot of things on that, so he'll be dropping that. I'm pretty sure it'll be tomorrow. I could be wrong. Maybe it's later in the week. But have a good Sunday. You guys take care. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Dandy Kid. Go Big Orange.